guys. Won't be a lot of special teams, but how much live stuff we do will be based on where we're at health-wise by the end of the week.
Is that a concern right now?
That's always a concern. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this time of year, you're not a full roster.
All the love right here.
You know, you don't have everybody that you would like to have just because you don't have your entire signing class in yet. So you're always down a little bit to start, and then some positions we've got really good depth built up, and others we don't. So just trying to get through it at some spots, and other spots you really want to get reps for guys. So you know, you got to take it all into account.
You look at James Smith-Williams, and when you have Deontay Holden, you know, coaches always talk about wanting to be old. Mm-hmm. You definitely got experience, and you got guys that are coming off their best football seasons.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's a reverse of where we were a year ago on the defensive line. You know, we were young last year, and guys that were playing for the first time as starters, and now you have some of those guys back as returning starters. So, you know, we're kind of flip-flopping where we are on the line of scrimmages. The O-line's really the younger group, and the D-line's the older group now.
Well, obviously practice is the biggest indicator in these position battles. How much do you use these spring games, playing in front of crowds, especially in the quarterback position where you got stuff like that, just in your evaluation of the positions?
It's really important. You know, I think if we were able to go live, I mean, I think live football is the best evaluation. You know, you're getting to actually see drives continue or discontinue and see guys make plays that you assume a guy's tackled when he gets tagged off, and then it's live and he breaks a tackle and that makes a first down, and now the quarterback gets to keep playing. So there's just a lot of things when you're trying to play thud tempo or tag tempo, you know, to be safe, that you don't always get to evaluate. And so live days for the quarterbacks are really important.
What are the battles seen along the O-line at this point?
You know, it's really just getting a ton of guys reps. You know, we don't have anybody solidified because we've had so many guys in and out of the lineups with just minor things, but you know, it's going to be through the fall before we know where we're at there.
You mentioned that you feel comfortable at certain positions where you have more depth to work with, and other positions you don't right now. Would you want to elaborate on the ones that you do feel comfortable with, and the excitement on the challenge that will come with the competition there?
Well, I think the linebacking group and the tight end group are probably our deepest spots right now, where you're seeing guys that have been able to practice every day, and so you're seeing a continuation, and guys can take film and go in and study it and come out and try to improve upon it. Those two spots, our nickel spot and our safety spot, probably would fit into that as well, where you just see guys competing every day, and we haven't had any guys fall out of practice at those positions, so it's been helpful.
Look back on Jarvis Moorhead's recruitment.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, numbers were tight at the safety at the time. You kind of made a special move by taking him, and now look how it's turned out.
Yeah, you know, Jarius was a good two-way player in high school, and a really good person, in-state guy. You know, just felt like you can't, in the stage we were in as a program, you can't say no to a great in-state player that can play multiple positions. And especially with his character and makeup.
Did it help at all, the Holt brothers, Debbie Yao, that there were ties to that area, that he would understand what being a Wolfpacker is?
You know, at the time I didn't probably understand that as much as I do now. There's certain areas of the state that are seriously red, and that's one of them, you know, because of what we've had through that school, and so it does help.
Is there any indication who will wear the number 1 jersey this year?
Not to be made public yet.
Okay.
Who's got the leg up in the quarterback competition right now?
You do.
Wow, sucks, Coach.
To borrow a Royals baseball analogy, you lose Brett Saberhagen, and you have a number 3 pitcher become the ace. You know, is that what it's going to be like for Emeka, where it's a whole different world becoming that number 1 starter?
It could be, but I mean, that's one of the guys that's like those guys that just left, that just grinds. And so where he stands today is not where he stands in August. He's going to work as hard as anybody in the country this summer. That's just how those guys are wired in Coach McDonald's room, and I expect him to be ready for that opportunity.
What areas have you seen him improve this spring?
Consistency. Just consistency. You know, he's grown up a lot, and his ability to handle a bad play. Jacoby struggled with that early in his career too, where he'd get really down on himself, and your ability to bounce back and just make up for it, I think you've seen that with him now.
Coach, this is a bit of an eyeball question, but last week your contract extension became official. But I want to know from your perspective, what that means for you as far as just being comfortable with your team and your program, knowing that that's over with, and you can just move forward with the day-to-day duties of getting ready for spring ball.
Well, it means the world to me and my family, and I love where I'm at. My sons, my wife, we're all happy, and I mean, this is home to us. And so to know that I can recruit with a 5-year contract, it makes a big difference. I mean, we had 3 commitments, within 48 hours of that announcement. So I think you can see how that helps in recruiting, and for our players, for our parents of our players, just the peace of mind that their sons are going to be with the staff that recruited them. I think it matters a lot.
How critical is that?
We need to get these other guys.
Perfect.
Sounds good.